Hi everyone, welcome to another yoga break. I'm coming to you from my family home. I have just moved back home, and probably like a lot of you, I find I'm doing a lot of work from home, probably in a smaller space than I'm used to, and sometimes it can get to you being in a smaller space, but I am here to show you today that you can fit yoga even into the teeny tiniest of spaces. Today we're going to run through a fairly simple sequence. It will work the entire body. All we're going to need is a strip of space, maybe just a meter wide, don't really need more than that, and we're going to make use of a chair. So this is work from home, office friendly. Let's get started. We'll come to take a seat at the very edge of our chair. Take a moment to really center yourself here, sit up nice and tall, take your shoulders back, level out your chin with the floor, and maybe just close your eyes just for a moment here to really center yourself. Maybe take a couple nice deep breaths. Let go of the day so far. Notice the weight of your sitting bones sinking down into your seat. Feel your spine stacking up nice and tall as your chest gently lifts. And bring your attention to your breath. Consciously start to breathe down into your belly. And exhale nice and smooth through the nose, feeling the belly sink into the body. 2 more times just like that. We'll inhale deep into the belly. And exhale nice and smooth. 1 more time, we'll inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, roll the shoulders up towards the ears, squeeze them up nice and high. And as you exhale, we'll roll the shoulders down and back, gently flutter the eyes open. And we'll start to get moving. So we're going to start with the neck, and we're going to work our way down through the whole body today. So to start, gently drop your right ear towards your right shoulder, and then gently rock the neck through the middle, not forcing it down, just gently rocking it over towards the left side, feeling it open now on the right side, and then again, gently we'll rock it back over towards the right. Notice if there are any areas of tension. We'll do it 1 more time on each side, and maybe pause for a moment in the spots that really seem to stick. I've got quite a few of them. You can even go gently back and forth over those spots that seem to stick. And then drop the ear to the left and slowly make your way back over to the right. Again, maybe working through some of those problem spots, but really not trying to force anything here, just gently rocking over those areas. Great. We'll bring the head back up to center. Now with an inhale, we'll reach that right arm up nice and tall. And exhale, we're going to reach over towards the left side here. We want to focus on rotating the chest open up towards the ceiling. And you can either keep your left hand resting on your left leg, maybe on the seat of your chair for a little extra anchoring support. And really think about rooting both hips equally down into your chair. Breathe here as you reach nice and long with those right fingers, getting a nice stretch through the whole right side body. On your next inhale, we'll come up and we'll gently lower the right arm with an exhale. With an inhale, reach the left arm up, and exhale, we'll arc over to the other side. Again, you can keep your hand on your leg, maybe anchoring onto the base of your chair, rotating the chest open, maybe taking the chin towards the armpit slightly, reaching nice and long with that left arm. And remember to breathe here. See if you can breathe down into your belly, even in this position. We'll take 1 more inhale. And on the exhale, we'll come on up, bring that arm down, roll the shoulders up towards the ears a couple times, and then roll them the other way, roll them forwards. Wonderful. We'll release the shoulders, and now we'll bring the right hand to the left leg. So we're crossing the arm over our body. And we're going to twist towards the left. So with an inhale, sit up nice and tall, and exhale, bring your left fingertips behind you on your seat so you can start to twist towards the left. Now, I don't want you to put a lot of force into your hands here to really crank yourself around, just leading with your torso. Sit up tall and twist towards the left, maybe taking your gaze back towards your left shoulder, but no worries if it doesn't come that far. Take a couple of nice deep breaths here. We're working our way down the spine. Consciously breathe into the belly. Still keep the breath nice and calm, nice and relaxed. We'll take one more inhale and exhale, return to center. Now we're going to work the other side. So we'll cross that left hand over to the right leg across the body. With an inhale, sit up nice and tall, reaching up through the crown of your head. And as we exhale, twisting from the belly, from the torso, we're going to twist towards the right, bringing the right fingertips down behind you on the seat of your chair. Maybe you can take your gaze back towards your right shoulder, maybe not, all cool. And breathe here. Try to keep the breath nice and calm as you think about lifting the body up, and then from the torso, twisting towards the right. We'll take one more deep breath in here. And as we exhale, we'll come back to center. Great. We'll keep our hands on our legs. And we're going to move through a seated variation of cat-cow. So we're going to wake up the spine in a bit of a different direction. With an inhale, we'll sit up nice and tall. And then exhale, holding onto the knees or maybe the base of the chair if that feels better for you. We're going to round back in our chair, tucking the chin towards the chest. And then as we continue our exhale, we're going to rock forwards, keeping the body rounded. And then inhale, scoop up with the nose, the chin, and then the rest of the body. Exhale, we're going to round it back and round it forwards. And then inhale, scoop it up with the nose, the chin, and then the body. We'll do two more of those. Exhale, rounding back and forwards. Inhale, come on up. One more time. Exhale, round it back, forwards. Inhale, scoop it up. And this time, exhale, we'll come back to center. Nice. Hopefully we're all feeling a little bit looser now and we can get moving with a bit of a flow, mixing in with our chair, of course. For now, we're going to come up to standing. To make sure you guys can see me, I'm just going to push my chair back, but really, we don't need a lot of space to do what we're going to be doing here. We're going to start by coming into a nice mountain pose. We want our feet about hip distance apart. Take the shoulders back, reach the fingers down towards the floor, level out the chin. Take a nice deep breath in here, feeling nice and strong and steady. And maybe exhale with a sigh. Now with an inhale, we're going to reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And exhale, bending the knees as much as you need to. We're going to come into a forward fold. This is a nice gentle forward fold to start. Maybe hold on to opposite elbows. You can ragdoll here a little bit. Sway from one side to the other. And maybe at center, shake your head a little yes and a little no. And then releasing the hands down to the floor. We'll take an inhale, lifting up halfway. So we want the upper body to be parallel with the floor. You can bring your hands to your shins, maybe your knees or your thighs, whatever feels best for you here. With an inhale, we're halfway. Exhale, we'll fold one more time. Then on our next inhale, we're going to reach the arms forwards, come all the way up. And exhale, bring the hands down through center. We're going to move through that one more time before we throw in a little bit of a challenge here. So with an inhale, we'll reach the arms up. And exhale, fold forwards. Bend the knees as much as you need to come into this forward fold. Inhale, we'll lift up halfway, body parallel to the floor. And exhale, we'll fold. Inhale, sweep the arms forwards, come all the way up. And exhale, bring the hands down through center. Now, our challenge is throwing in Utkatasana, which translates as fierce pose because you feel pretty fierce when you hold it for a while. It's also known as chair pose, and we have our handy chair with us here to help us get through it. So, with your feet about hip distance apart, we're going to inhale, stand up nice and tall, And then as we exhale, we'll bring our hands to center and sit back as if we're about to sit back on our chair. You can let your bum sort of touch the seat of your chair, but see if you can hover just above it. Yeah, I'm sure you're feeling pretty fierce. I feel this in my legs too, don't worry. Take one more inhale here, and then on your exhale, we're gonna fold forwards from here so you can keep your knees as bent as you need to. With an inhale, we'll lift up halfway like we did before, and exhale, fold. As we inhale, we're gonna bend the knees like we're about to sit back on our chair again, but psych, it's Utkatasana. You can bring your hands to your chest. Maybe this time you reach them forwards for a little bit more challenge. You're strong, you're steady, you got this. On your next inhale, we'll come all the way up, and exhale, bring the hands down through center. This is good. I'm sure you can feel the heart pounding a little bit now. We're starting to get a little warm, a little bit of exercise and stretching together in our day. This is perfect for breaking things up during a work from home day. We'll do that maybe once or twice more. Take a nice deep breath in, standing nice and tall. Exhale, we'll bring the hands to center, sit back like we're sitting back in our chair, but we're hovering just above it. Maybe you reach the arms forwards at shoulder level here. Take a moment to notice your knees. Notice if they're knocking in or out at all. You want to try to keep them in line with your ankles. Take one more deep breath in here. You got this. And exhale, we'll fold forwards. Inhale, we'll lift up halfway. And exhale, we'll fold. Now, in this fold, we're going to straighten the right leg and bend the left knee just a little bit. So take a moment. I know it can be a little confusing to figure that out. Straighten that right leg. And then with your left fingertips on the floor, we're going to open that right arm up towards the ceiling. So you should feel a stretch through the whole back of your right leg here. We'll take one nice deep breath in here. And then on the exhale, we'll rotate to bring the right hand down to the floor and we'll switch. So we're going to straighten that left leg, bend that right knee a little bit. And then with an inhale, reach that left arm up. Bit of a twist coming into that stretch in the back of the left leg. Take one more inhale, and then on the exhale, we'll rotate back down to the ground. On an inhale, we'll lift up halfway one more time, and exhale, we'll fold. On your next inhale, we're bending the knees like we're about to sit back in the chair, but we're not. Reach the arms forwards. Take one more inhale and exhale. And then on your next inhale, you can come on up, bring the hands down through center. Awesome, you guys are champs. Now we're gonna switch things up a little bit. So we're gonna step behind our chairs. So I'll scooch my chair forwards. We've done a lot of these halfway lifts and we've really been engaging the muscles in the back body. We're gonna do a bit of a stretch with the back of our chair now to really stretch out the muscles in the back body. So with your hands on the back of your chair, it might be a taller chair, that's totally fine. You can also use a desk for this or basically any surface that's roughly at like hip level. With your hands on your chair, step your feet back a little bit so that you can lower yourself down into a halfway fold. But there's a difference in this halfway fold. You really want to press down through the palms of your hands here. You're really engaging the muscles in your upper back. From here, no need to look at the video. You can just lower your gaze down towards the floor. Think about actively lengthening your spine, pulling your hips back and away from your hands as you press your hands down into the top of your chair or your desk. Breathe into your back body here. Nice, deep, steady breaths. We'll take one more inhale. And then on the exhale, we'll gently lift ourselves up, but not all the way. We're going to take that left foot in towards the center underneath us and cross your right ankle in front. I know it's a little hard to see from the video, but I'm doing it too, trust me. With your ankles crossed, we're going to lower ourselves down into this half fold again, lengthening through the hips, back and away, pressing down through the hands. You'll notice you're feeling a pretty big stretch through the back of your legs here. Continue to breathe through that stretch, nice and steady. We'll take one more inhale, and then on the exhale, we'll lift up again just a little bit so we can cross our legs the other way. Take a moment, get yourself nice and steady, nice and set up, and then gently lower yourself down. Press your palms into the chair, reach your hips back. Take your gaze down to the floor. Feel that stretch through your upper back, through the back of your legs. Really working through a bit of everything today. Breathe nice and steady. Take one more inhale. And then on the exhale, gently rise up, uncross your legs. You can bring your hands up off the chair, maybe shake everything out just a little bit, and hopefully feel nice and loose. Now, in the middle of the day, working from home, it's all too easy to feel a little distracted by what's going on around you. So one of the things I like to do is toss in a couple of balancing poses because they really force you to focus. When you're not focusing on anything, you just fall out of the balancing pose. So as soon as your mind starts to wander, that's when you tip over. But we have a little cheat for us today. We have a chair. So we're gonna work on tree pose and we'll see how it goes. There might be another balancing pose tossed in there too. So with your chair at a reasonable distance in front of you so you can grab onto it if you need it. Same goes for a desk, any other surface that's around you. We're going to start by standing up nice and tall, our mountain pose. Shift your weight over to your left foot and gently float your right foot up off the floor. It doesn't need to be this high. This is just to show you what I'm doing. From here, you can bring your right foot to your left ankle, your calf, or your thigh. We just don't want it on the knee. Knees aren't really meant to bend sideways. We don't want to push them that way. So wherever you're at, you can keep your hands on your chair or your desk. Lift your chest. Maybe if you feel steady here, bring your hands to center. On your next inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling and open up your arms here. I'll shift back a little bit so you can see. Open up your arms towards the ceiling and feel nice and light and buoyant through the upper body and really steady down through that standing leg. If you find your balance is a little off, feel free. Grab onto something to hold you. And maybe find a spot in front of you that's not moving. If you keep your attention on that spot and focus your mind on that spot, you might find you're a little more steady. Wherever you are, we'll take one more nice deep breath in here. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring that foot off of the thigh, but don't release it yet. We'll lower the hands. Bring your left hand to the chair and your right hand to grab onto the back of your foot. So this might already be a bit of a quad stretch for you, but if you would like a little bit more, I'll demonstrate from this angle so you can see a little bit better. We're going to tip ourselves forwards. Definitely use that chair, that table for support. As you start to tip yourself forwards, you might feel a big stretch down through that standing leg. Maybe you can experiment with pressing that foot into your hand a little bit more, getting that foot up a little bit higher in dancer pose. Getting a little deeper into that quad stretch. This can be quite intense. Remember to breathe. Take one more inhale. And then on the exhale, gently bring yourself up. Shake it all out a little bit. And we'll work the other side. So again, with your chair or your desk in front of you, we'll shift the weight into the right foot, bringing the left foot to the right ankle, the calf, or the thigh, just not on the knee. From here, find your balance, find your focus. Notice how your breath is moving. Maybe you can bring your focus to your breath. This is an easy way to sort of gain clarity throughout the day. If you just keep reminding yourself, bring your attention to your breath. It'll help you find your focus. It'll help you find your balance. When you have your balance, bring your hands to center. And then with an inhale, bring your arms up. And maybe expand the hands out, opening up the branches of your tree, feeling nice and buoyant through the upper body. Really strong and steady down through that standing leg. And remember to breathe. Bring your attention back to your breath time and time again. We'll take one more inhale here. And then on the exhale, we'll lower the hands down, We'll release the foot, but we won't drop it to the floor. Now, using the chair, using the desk, whatever you need, we're going to grab onto the outside of that left foot, and with the hand gently on the chair or the table, you can start to tip yourself forwards, getting into the beginnings of dancer pose. And there's no need to worry if you're only experiencing the quad stretch. That is a lot, let me tell you. I feel this quite a bit. Tip yourself forwards, maybe extending that leg up and away, opening up various parts of the legs. Notice if you start losing your balance here, bring your attention back to your breath. Even in the most strenuous postures, your breath is your best friend. Take one more inhale here, and then exhale, using the chair to support you. You can come back up, release the leg, shake it out a little bit. Awesome. From here, we're going to do one more side stretch, and then we'll be making our way back to the chair. From here, take a moment to stand up nice and tall. And then with an inhale, reach your arms up. Interlace your hands together. I'll crouch down so you can see what I'm doing. Take a nice deep breath in, reach the chest up, and exhale. We'll arc over to the right side. Keep the chest rotating open as we did when we were seated and we were just doing a side stretch. Reach over to the side. Pull your belly button in towards your core. We're using all those abdominal muscles. We're also starting to engage some of those muscles in the side and the back body that we were using with all of our halfway lifts. Take one more inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, come up to center, and exhale over to the other side. Nice and long through the side body, engaging the core, rotating the chest open, and catch your breath. Notice how your breath is doing. If you find this is really challenging, ease out of the pose a little bit. There's no need to push to 100%. Take one more inhale and exhale. And on your next inhale, come on up. And exhale, we'll circle the arms all the way down. Nice. We're going to shift our way back to the front of our chairs. And we're going to make our way to seated, but the next posture has two options. There is one option that is, again, a balancing pose, a little bit more demanding, but there is a seated variation of it as well. So I'll demonstrate both, and then we'll practice. So this is a nice figure four stretch, really gets into the hips and the glutes. What we're going to do is cross our ankle across our thigh. So I'm going to start by crossing the right ankle across the left thigh. And if you're doing the balancing version of this, this is going to look a lot like our Utkatasana, where you're sitting back in the chair almost, but not quite before. So from here, with the ankle crossed over the thigh, you're going to sit back as if you're about to sit back in the chair that's right behind you. So it's there to catch you if you're about to fall. Bring your hands to center and breathe. Make sure you flex your right foot. That's the standing version. The seated version is very simple. Grab your chair, sit towards the edge of your chair, cross your right ankle across your left thigh, flex that right foot, and gently just lean forwards. Keep your spine nice and long here, but just gently lean forwards. You're going to get into the same stretch. You're just not working that whole extra challenge of balancing in the process. So the choice is yours. You can do the seated version, you can do the standing version. I'll practice the standing version. Let's get going. Wherever you are, we'll cross that right thigh across the left, that right ankle across the left thigh, sorry. And maybe you're seating back, maybe you're folding forwards. We'll come into our variation of this stretch. You'll feel it in the glute, maybe in the hip, maybe also a little bit in the right side of the lower back. I can feel it a little bit there. Wherever you are, breathe nice and deep. Maintain that ease, even in a challenging posture. We'll take one more inhale. And then on the exhale, we'll gently stand up if we're in the balancing version, or just sit up if we're seated. Uncross that leg, shake out the legs a little bit, and we'll switch sides. So we'll take that left ankle and cross it across the right thigh, maybe seated, maybe standing. And if we're standing, we'll shift the hips back as if we're about to come sit down. And no, you're free to reach out to things if you need the balance. It's tricky. Flex that foot. If you're seated, lean forwards. Bring your hands to center and breathe. If you're in this balancing posture with me, the same emphasis on clearing the mind, focusing on your breath, keeping your gaze fixed at a point in front of you will be very helpful. Wherever you are, take one more inhale, and then on the exhale, gently lift yourself up out of the pose, uncross your legs, shake them out a little bit, and now we'll all make our way to seated. In seated, we'll take a moment just to kind of rock our legs from one side to the other. You can do it at the same time. Kind of feel like a little kid in a waiting room, don't really know what you're doing. Maybe taking the toes together. Promise you they're actually together. You can open up your knees a little bit. You can close them. You can rock your legs out from side to side, kind of like a butterfly, like we would do on the floor if we were seated cross-legged. And now taking your feet at a fair distance in front of you and making sure that you're firmly seated on your chair. Mine's a little slippery. I wouldn't want to slip off. With your legs relaxed in front of you a little bit further away than you would normally have them, we're going to come into a nice forward fold to close this practice. So what that looks like, we're just going to gently lower ourselves down over our legs. Maybe hug your arms underneath your legs here, and then gently relax your head down and totally let go through the upper body. Feel the head, the neck, the shoulders, the upper back. Totally relax in this posture. Similar to our ragdoll that we did before. Maybe you can shake your head a little here. And take a couple of really conscious breaths into your back. Feel your back ribs expand on the inhale and contract and sink down on the exhale. Take another deep breath in, feel the back body expand and sink down. One more time, take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, let it all sink away, maybe sigh it out. And gently release the hands down. Slowly roll your way up. Gently close your eyes if they're not closed already. And come to a nice seated posture. Bringing your feet back underneath your knees, your shoulders back, sitting up nice and tall as we started the practice. Just observing the weight of your body settling into this seated posture. Notice how it feels. Notice how your breath feels. Consciously bring your attention back to breathing into your belly. And notice the calming rhythm of the belly expanding and contracting. On your next inhale, bring your hands to center. And exhale, gently bow your chin forwards towards your chest in gratitude for the time you've given yourself here today. Slowly open the eyes, lift the head, lift the corners of the mouth. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope this video leaves you feeling a little bit looser, a little refreshed in your day, and I wish you all the best as, possibly like me, you're working from home. Know that you can make do with any kind of space, any amount of time, any props that you want. You can use a chair. Yoga is very easy to fit into even the smallest moments of your day. That's it for me. I'll see you guys next time.